What's up everyone, Taj here bringing you a quick in-depth tutorial on how to beat the first Nightfall in the new Rise of Iron DLC. This Nightfall was kinda tough. So the footage you're going to see is the successful attempt that me and my team finally had after many tries. And what we found beneficial was to take down all of the platforms at the top, because when the shanks come out of the ceiling, it's a little easier to hit them, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. Obviously, you want to have all of your team jump down. This strike doesn't let anyone stay up top, so everyone has to come down. And you'll want one person at the pillar at the start, one person on the pillar at the right, and then the left pillar is where I'm headed. At the very beginning, have all three people spread out like this. That way, when the boss finally spawns, it's easy to hit him. He'll have to focus one way or another if he's going to attack anyone. So if he is attacking you, you can hide, two other people can shoot him, and then once he aggroes someone else, then you and the other guy are able to shoot him. Once you and your team do enough damage to the boss, he will then teleport or move to the side that I am currently at. He will always move to this side first, and then dregs will spawn out of the other side door as you see now, and the front door where the boss was standing at first. These dregs do have an arc melee attack that will one-shot you at low levels, which most people will have a low light level since the DLC just came out. So watch out for that. Our plan was to just tether right in between, so whenever they came out, we can deal with it. Since the boss is on the other side of the level, he can't shoot us if we're behind this pillar, and it's very easy to stay out of danger. And then once all of them are dead, you can go ahead and focus the boss, take his health down some, and then as soon as his health gets down to another point, he will teleport back to the top middle area, as you see him moving now. And the ogre will become unchained and start to aggro the very first person he sees. Well, not necessarily the first person he sees, but the person who's closest to him. So at this point, you want someone who is constantly distracting the ogre so the other two people can just damage the boss. The ogre is only a huge issue if you let him run rampant and no one is worried about him. But if you kind of do what I'm doing here and just jump over him or run around him to keep him focused on you, there won't be much else to worry about. The boss will always stay in the section of the map that he is at until he takes a certain amount of damage. Then he will always move to a predictable location. So if you set yourself up right, you won't have to worry about the ogre, you won't have to worry about the boss, and you can damage him fairly freely. This next part of the fight probably took us the longest to figure out how to do correctly, but once you get the boss's health down to a certain point again, he will move over to the opposite side of where I'm at, and you will want to have both of your other people now come over to this side, because the shanks are going to come from the ceiling and they are going to start shooting arc blasters. This is an arc burn Nightfall, and they hurt a lot. You can see there I messed up on the aggro with the ogre. It's very easy to try and get back. You just have to have the other person get away if you're going to be the only one having the ogre's aggro, or you guys can just switch off. But people have to take care of those shanks coming from the ceiling quickly, because they do a lot of damage. So for our strategy, we had two titans. We just popped two blessing light bubbles that I ran back and forth through. They would pop in and out, and they would only shoot the shanks as they came out of the ceiling. They didn't have to worry about the ogre because of me, unless I messed up like I did. And the boss is on the other side of the room, so they didn't have to worry about him because he couldn't shoot them through the bubble. After about 3 waves of shanks, no more will drop down from the ceiling, and then you can just attack the boss. Once you get his health down to a certain point, he's going to teleport down to the bottom like you just did, and the ogre will then enrage and become extremely aggressive, chasing down whoever he is focused on very relentlessly, unlike before he was just walking. So now you have about two choices. What we found, you can either have someone try and distract him like you see there, and have the other two people just fight the boss, or there is another way that works really well. If you lead the ogre into that corner and just time his slams and out jump him, he won't be able to kill you. He only slams every few seconds, so it's easy to keep jumping over them. It also works in this corner over here where this res is, and when the boss is in this position at the front, he will never move far enough on either side to be able to attack that person. allowing the other two people to just keep constant DPS on him until he goes into his final phase. After enough damage, the boss is going to teleport right to where I've been the whole time. That will be the last place he goes, and then a lot of vandals with wire rifles are going to spawn out of the top door and the other side door, just like where the dregs spawned from. And they're basically just going to try and snipe you out and kill you. Again, I always save my tether for them. Just tether them, kill them quickly, deal with it. Only about like 6 to 8 spawn. Once they're dead, they're dead. It's very easy. The boss will then, of course, stay on that side of the level. And if you have someone still distracting the ogre, the other two guys can take him out and kill him very easily. So once you know how to control the ogre, you know exactly where the boss is going to move, you know where the ads are going to spawn and how to take them out. The fight becomes a lot easier, a lot less chaotic. I do NightFall help, raid help, trials, and everything over at my stream, twitch.tv/Majantaj. Anyone is welcome to come. Big shout out to Runner and Raytality for helping me get through this NightFall. We were in there for a little over 2 hours until we really figured it out. Shouts out to those guys. And to all you out there watching, appreciate you watching. Go finish the NightFall and get that loot. I'm out.